Racism has a long and painful history, deeply woven into the fabric of societies around the world. It began with the transatlantic slave trade, where millions of Africans were forcibly taken from their homes and transported under horrific conditions to the Americas. These slave ships were floating prisons, packed tightly with men, women, and children, stripped of their identities and subjected to unimaginable suffering. The dehumanization was systematic, as enslaved people were treated as property, bought and sold, their lives dictated by the whims of their owners. As the abolitionist movement gained momentum in the 19th century, voices began to rise against this inhumane practice. Figures like Frederick Douglass and Harriet Tubman became beacons of hope, using their experiences and platforms to advocate for freedom and equality. Their speeches were powerful, igniting a fire in the hearts of many who believed in justice. Douglass, in particular, emphasized the importance of education and self-advocacy, arguing that knowledge was the key to liberation. However, even after the Civil War and the abolition of slavery, the struggle for equality was far from over. The Jim Crow laws emerged in the South, enforcing racial segregation and discrimination. These laws institutionalized racism, creating a society where African Americans were denied basic rights and opportunities. The fight against these oppressive systems was met with fierce resistance, but brave individuals stood up against injustice. Activists like Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King Jr. emerged, leading the charge during the civil rights movement of the 1950s and 60s. Civil rights marches became a powerful symbol of unity and resilience. The March on Washington in 1963, where King delivered his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech, showcased the collective demand for equality. It was a moment that resonated across the nation, reminding everyone that the fight for civil rights was not just a black issue, but a human issue. The movement faced violence and backlash, yet the determination of those involved only grew stronger. The passage of the Civil Rights Act in 1964 and the Voting Rights Act in 1965 marked significant victories in the ongoing battle against racism. These laws aimed to dismantle the legal barriers that had oppressed African Americans for generations. Yet, the journey toward true equality continues. Today, we still grapple with systemic racism and inequality in various forms, reminding us that the fight is far from over. Understanding this history is crucial. It helps us recognize the progress made and the work that still lies ahead. Each of us has a role to play in fostering a more inclusive society, whether through education, advocacy, or simply standing up against injustice when we see it. The legacy of those who fought before us serves as a powerful reminder that change is possible, but it requires unwavering commitment and courage from all of us.